Abid wants to print new parcel boxes for his restaurant, as you can see here. But the problem is that the sheets are available in square shape. Normally sheets are available for printing sheets in square shape. Like you have witnessed, you have chart sheets, right? He wants to save money by minimizing the sheet waste after cutting the sheet for printing. Normally when you cut out something from the sheet, so you have some wastage. So if you minimize wastage, so you have more money to save, right? So Abid wants to make the net to make this box. So here is the net of his box. The length of this box is 16 and the height of this net is 10. Can you help him selecting the right size of the sheet so he has the smallest wastage and he could save some money? Maybe you cannot solve the problems like this right now, but I am sure after this video you can easily and simply deal these sort of problem very conveniently. So let's start this video now. I am starting this video very simple basic question. What is least common multiple of 12 and 30? Least common multiple means LCM. So if you look at the words used in this term, you can easily find it. For example, what are multiples? Well, you easily know what are multiples. The numbers that we get after multiplying any number by different numbers. For example, multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60 and go on. As we can multiply 12 with more numbers, so we get more multiples of 12. Similarly, we can get the multiples of 30 by multiplying 30 with different numbers like this: 30, 60, 90 and so on. What is the next letter is in greatest common factor is common. Common means the multiples which are common in both 12 and 30. So let's highlight them. We can see that 60 is the common multiple of 12 and 30. Then 120 is also a common multiple, and if you go further you might find more multiples of 12 and 30. But we are not going that way. Why? Because we need to pick the smallest common multiple. So we have got the two multiples, so the more multiples we could have definitely will be larger. So since we need to select the least one, so we need not to go further. So now among 60 and 120 you can easily pick the smallest one, least one, so which is 60 definitely. So we can say that LCM of 12 and 30 is simply 60. Great. This is very simple concept, and after understanding this concept you can write its definition as the smallest whole number which is the multiple of all the given numbers. You have 12 and 30, so you need to pick the smallest number which is the multiple of both of these numbers, right? With like this is 60. 60 is the smallest possible number which is multiple of 12 and 30 both. So this is LCM. Now this is very complicated to find LCM by listing all the multiples as we did. So how we can do it another way? Let me introduce another way, but before this I am asking you a different question. Find GCF of 20 and 30. Well, if you don't know how GCF is found, I would request you to please pause this video right here and watch my another video on that. The link of that video is highlighted here, and you can also find it in the description of this video. Okay, I hope you have watched the video or you know how to find GCF. Let me just recall it here. Division method of finding GCF. We write numbers here, and then we choose the prime numbers to divide both the numbers. Like starting with 2, so we can divide 2, 20 and 30 both by 2. So dividing 20 by 2 we get 10, and dividing 30 by 2 you get 15. And again we get the right number to divide both the numbers. We cannot select 2 because we can divide 10 by 2, but we cannot divide 15, so we have to move to the next number, which is 5, right? So 5 is the number that we can pick because 5 can divide 10 and 15 both, right? So when you divide 10 by 5 you get 2, and when you get divide 15, the quotient is 3. So the GCF, here we have got the common prime factors of 20 and 30. So to find GCF of we simply find the product of common prime factors like this. 2 times 5. So 2 times 5 simply equals 10. So that means GCF of 20 and 30 is 10. And again I am saying, if you don't know how GCF is found, so please watch the video which is given in the description, right? Okay, now if you know how to find GCF, and why we have discussed this in LCM, because the two are related. And if you know how to find GCF, you can simply find the LCM of those numbers, like finding LCM of 20 and 30 by division method. So first what you need to do, you need to follow the same steps that you follow for finding GCF, like here. So you have got common prime factors. Now what you need to do, you just need not to do anything, just the last step is different. To find the GCF, you find the product of only common prime factors, but to find the LCM, you find the product of common prime factors and also the product of the remaining factors, which are 2 and 3. So you ultimately multiply 2, 5, 2 and 3, all of these factors, right? So this is LCM. Now you can simply find 2 times 5 equals 10, 10 times 2 equals 20, and 20 times 3 equals 60, sorry. So as we observe in the first slide, that the LCM of 20 and 30 is 60. So this is a shorthand method that helps you find LCM without actually listing all the multiples, which is a hectic process, right? And if you know how to GCF is found, you simply need to replace the last step and all the process is just the same, right? Okay, let's have another example. Find LCM of 15 and 36. You just quickly watch this, pause this video, take out your maths copy and solve it there. Great, I hope you have solved it very conveniently. So let's match your solution with mine. Division method, writing two numbers 15 and 36 here. Now we will divide it with the prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, anyone which is similar, which is suitable. So starting with the very basic prime number, smallest prime number 2, but we cannot select 2 because 15 cannot be divided. Moving to the 3, yes, we can use 3 because 3 is a number that could be used to divide both the numbers 15 and 36. Let's divide it. When we divide 15 by 3, so the quotient is 5, and when we divide 36, the quotient is 12, right? No, moving again, we need to select. Okay, now if you look at 5 and 12, so you do not have any single prime number that you can pick to divide both of these numbers 5 and 12, so you have to stop here. And now you need to simply find LCM by multiplying the common prime factor, which is 3, and the remaining factors, are 5 and 12. So we need to find the product of all of these factors, common prime factors and the remaining factors. So what is the product of them? You simply could find the product of them is 180. So that means LCM of 60 and 100 is 180. Great. Now if you have learned how you can find LCM very easily, let's apply it in a real life problem using the question we started the video with. So here we have this question. So now we can solve this question very easily using the LCM. We simply can find the LCM of 10 and 16, and we use the same method we have. Picking the right prime number, smallest prime number 2 is possible, and we can use 2 because 2 can divide 10 and 16 both. So dividing 10 we get 5, and dividing 16 the quotient is 8. Then we cannot select any prime number that could be used to divide 5 and 8 both, so we have to stop here, and we simply find LCM by multiplying the common prime factor, which is 2, and the remaining factors, which are 5 and 8. So if you multiply, so the answer is 80. That means LCM of 10 and 60 is 80. In this context of this question, you can say that Abid should buy a sheet of 80 inches by 80 inches, then he will not have any wastage after cutting the net of 10 by 16 inches. Right? Why we are finding LCM here? because we are making sheets of 10 and 16, so we need to look for a common number because the sheets are available in squares. Length or width of those sheets are equal, so we have to look for a single number which is a multiple of 10 and 16 both. And since we are looking for the smallest one, so that's why we are finding LCM, which is least common multiple. So now quickly you can easily solve real life problem like this, but before you start using this in real life, you need to practice this on iExcel. So the link and the skill you can master now is also mentioned in the description. So please go there and master this skill. And here, if you have any problem, well, that's not a problem for you. Just mention it in the comment. I would love to help you again. Thank you so much.